What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we need to address the low voltage side of the golf cart and get it installed. The past couple of videos I was looking or telling you guys I had a lithium 12-volt battery I was wanting to put in its place. Then the following video I said I wasn't going to use that battery because I was wanting to use a 72 to 12-volt reducer. Here's the deal. The reason I didn't want to use the battery was because I don't have a waterproof charger to mount on board for the battery. You see, it'd been much nicer to have the NOCO GCP2 and have an additional 12-volt lithium battery charger that's waterproof that I could mount on board. So when you plug the extension cord in, it charges both batteries at the same time, the 72 volts and a 12-volt battery. That would have been ideal. The NOCO lithium battery charger that's waterproof that you can mount on board, it's like $129, I think, for might be like a 10 amp. And I think that's kind of where it needs to be at. If you're going to spend that kind of money, you might as well buy a reducer. And you don't have to worry about a battery, right? Well, I already have a battery, and I was kind of wanting to use that, but I don't have a waterproof charger. What I have is this HTRC, I think that's what it's called. It's a 12 or 24 volt battery charger, but it's not waterproof, but it has a display screen on the very front of it. It's got some different modes. It'll charge 5 amps, 10 amps, or 20 amps. It'll charge lithium or lead. It'll charge lithium iron phosphate. It'll charge lithium ion batteries as well. And the screen, it kind of tells you what's going on during the charge. And then I was thinking, well, we can just take this charger here, carry it with us if we ever go anywhere and need to charge the low voltage battery. I could hardwire the alligator clips, cut them off, put some ring terminals on there since there's a plug there that'll plug into the side of the charger. That way the charger doesn't have to be on board at all times. And I think that's the route I'm going to go. As well as today's video, I need to go ahead and get those plates made for the lower sections of the battery compartment. And we might go ahead and mount up the main hub that's going to operate and run all of the 12-volt accessories. Well, we have a lot to do in a short time to do it. There's enough talking. Let's get to work. All right, guys, let's get a battery and test fit in here real quick. What's good about these lithium batteries is you don't have to mount it, you know, on the ground or on the very bottom. We don't have to mount it like this. Well, we can. That shouldn't be a problem. We might not even have to make a mount for that. Or we can mount it like this if we have to. I think the problem is if we do that, we're going to have to make some type of mount so it doesn't rock back and forth. The battery or the body is all the way down, and we are not touching at all. I think it looks pretty good. Let's see what it looks like laying straight down. I mean, this right here, we have more room at the very bottom, but let's see what it looks like sitting down. I think it would look better sitting down like this right here. However, the only portion that is hitting is this corner right here. See what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just mark that real quick. I'm gonna hit the grinder, see if we can drop this battery down right there. All right, we got just a little bit cut out of there. I haven't cleaned it or prettied it up yet, so let's just test fit this. Oh yeah, this thing fits like a glove. It's not gonna really move anywhere in there. Might come in here and just weld on a little tab at the very bottom so it just sits into place. I think I like this better. Tell you what, let's put the body back on again and see what it looks like in this location. What do you guys think? 12-volt battery on the driver's side. It's just notched out very, very lightly for the battery to sit in place. And we're going to go ahead and clean that up, paint it black, mount this in its place right here. We might come down here and put a bracket down here somewhere in the middle, just so this battery doesn't move around any. It's not going to go left or right any. If it's going to go anywhere, it's going to come out just a smidgen right there. I did a video review a while back of this mic tuning or mic tuning. It's an 8-gain switch panel here, and we're going to be using this to control all of our low voltage accessories. So inside of this kit here was a resettable circuit breaker. And I was just thinking, we need to hook this to the battery anyway. Why don't we hook this and bolt it down directly beside the battery here? And by doing that, this should also keep the battery from moving in or out. So we're using this for two different things. We're using it for the circuit breaker itself and a stop so the battery doesn't move. Drill 2 holes, put 2 bolts in there. That should hold that in place. That should hold this battery in place. It shouldn't move at all then. This device here is what hooks to the 8-gain switch that runs to the dash here. Power's over here, ground's over here, and we have 8 different spots for accessories. I was kind of thinking, let's go ahead and put all of those accessory mounting spots directly down into here. And then once we have this right here mounted, we can run all of our accessories down into here. This has a cover. The power wire would hook up to here. It comes with a ground wire that goes from the battery. The ground would hook up to here as well. And everything will be contained in this location right here. I think that might be what I'm going to do to run it since we have that room. This mounting bracket came with the unit here where we could actually mount it vertically to probably save us some room in here. Not sure if I want to do that. Mount it like this here. I think it's going to be harder to access these wires and fuses if anything was to ever happen. But I think if we just mounted it just straight flat down against the bottom of this connection here or the bottom of that plate, I think that would look good, be simple. And the only thing then we'd have to worry about is getting all the wires in here for a nice, neat, and clean look. All right, so this is going to be the driver's side, and this is going to be the bottom portion of it. I just took the flap disc and tried to clean up all of those burrs from the holes on it. much nicer. This is going to be the top portion of it here. I'm not going to paint the passenger side just yet, in case we mount anything over there. I think just painting it now, we might have to, grind the paint back or whatever. So I'm just going to paint this side for today's video. We'll worry about the other side later on in a couple more videos. So that being said, we can get some paint on here, go to the hardware store, make a hardware run. This is a custom powder coat right here. The plate has now finished drying right here, but I don't want to just flip it upside down on that piece of metal there. It's got an old president seat here, and flip it upside down on that. Since there's no sharp edges, it shouldn't rip off any of that paint there. Now I'm going to paint the top piece here. I think this is the top piece. Yeah, that's the top piece. I'm going to paint this right here and let it dry as well. All right, so the low voltage is installed. We got the battery in its place here. We have the circuit breaker down here. It's mounted, installed. Right now it's in the off position. We got the mic tuning 8-gang switch box, fuse panel down here. It's installed already. We can access this cover, pull it up. We can change the fuses, and we can add wires to it for different accessories. Right now it's in the off position. If I hit the on, you'll see the red light comes on. Now it's in the on position. So that's good to go there. Not exactly sure if I'm done with the low voltage side of it yet. At a later date, we might run another wire for this right here system and have it turn on and turn off with the key switch. So not exactly sure just yet. I'm definitely going to do that for the radio when we put the radio in here, because I don't want it to be on at all times. But some of this other stuff, it's okay if it's on at all times. But yeah, the low voltage system is done. And when I say it's done, well, I still may add a strap to the very top up here, going to the seat hinge mount. I've still not touched this over here just yet, so I think that looks really good in there. And let's see if we can get this right here cover on there one-handed. And we do. The cover's nice and neat on there, so I'm happy with the way this is turning out so far. I'll probably just take this strap right here off once once the time comes. I also thought about maybe taking a heat gun and peeling some of these advertisement stickers on there. I mean, no one's gonna see it, that's just one thing I was thinking about. If you're seeing these wires here, well, once we start wiring our accessories, we're gonna wire these up, because we're gonna wire our FNR switch directly to our 8-gang switch panel that we used on the dash. We're going to wire those to that. So 2 out of the 8 gangs is going to be for the FNR switch. Pretty simple install to do that with just a couple extra wiring accessories. I'll show you that in that next video, but I think that's the video for now. Let's see what it looks like with the body on. I also need to add the ring terminals to the charger adapter right here. Need to add that to it as well. before we secure it in place, but that can always be done at a later time. There it is, controller, a Roy Powell charger, 12 volt 100 amp hour battery for the low voltage, circuit breaker down there, 8-gang switch panel here. This is where all the accessory wires are going to come.
We can tell what we're doing right here?
Not yet. I'll leave that for a surprise. We're taking a golf cart that doesn't have much room, and we are finding places for everything. But I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I like the way that looks. I still do not like the way that looks though. Well guys, there it is again. What do you think? Would you have mounted your 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium battery right there? Would you mount it somewhere else? My original plan was I was wanting to put the battery up here on the front of the frame horns. The problem is the height of the battery versus the length of it. It would interfere with the rod there, and it would make the battery stick out closer towards this passenger tire. What are we doing right here? Not sure if I'm gonna tell you just yet. But anyways, appreciate you watching today's video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do whatever you wanna do. Until next time, we'll see y'all later.